Snortlings hollow. You can learn a little something. Would you like to follow? They're pulling you left, but you might want to go right. Let's take a little trip and it could shed some light. If you don't agree with our point of view, you don't have to make a big to-do. Just watch another video. Who's stopping you? We're not trying to tell you what to do. Hey y'all! Welcome to another episode of Adventures in Snortlings Hollow, an eccentric and whimsical political and social comedy show from a right-leaning point of view. Piper can't be with us today, so I asked my across-the-street neighbor to come over and fill in. And here he is now. Okay, friends, I would like to introduce you to Milo. Hey, what's up? I'm Milo. Welcome, Milo. So, where's Piper? Ooh, why do you want to know where Piper is? Do you like her? Aw, hell no, bro. Not like that. I mean, she's cute, whatever, but too high maintenance for me, bro. Okay, I hear you, just asking. Dude, you're not gonna try to set me up with her and be some sort of matchmaker, are you? She actually here right now? No, Milo. Didn't ask you here under false pretenses. She's at one of her meetings right now. I just thought I'd take this opportunity to get a fresh perspective around here. So, would you consider yourself more on the right or more on the left? Oh man, not that question again. I'm down the middle, bro. I have friends on the left and friends on the right. And I hear some stuff I like from both sides. I know you and Piper are always arguing, so I bet you wouldn't mind having someone who agree with you. But that ain't gonna be, bro. At least not all the time. Oh, so you must have watched some of my videos then. Yeah, I think I've seen just about every one. Oh my gosh, really? Didn't know that you were such a fan. Well, I mean, they're cool and everything, but I probably wouldn't have watched them if my mom hadn't made me. Your mom? Oh, wait, how old are you? I'm 20, same as Piper. We're in the same graduating class, but I live with my mom, and she's a real Snortlings Hollow fan. Okay, so I guess y'all watched my last show that I did where half of it was a reply to actual Jake doing a reaction video about me. Bro, I don't want to get in the middle of some political YouTube battle. I told you, I'm independent. I'm not here to fight. That's between you two. Dude, I don't want to fight either. I have no intention of putting you in the middle of it. But if you don't mind, I do want to take a couple of minutes to address Jake about the last video that I saw about me that he called Minzy Response to Jake Part 1. Say what you gotta say. I'm just gonna sit right here. Okay, Jake, well, my first reaction when watching that video was that I was gonna have to make a video in response to yours. You shot down every one of my points with your usual condescending manner, and you challenged me to defend my honor, and I almost bought into it. And I could have spent a couple days delving into every one of your counterpoints, doing research and trying to make each one of my arguments as airtight as possible. But what's the point? No matter how carefully I craft my arguments, you're still just gonna tear them down again. That doesn't mean that you're right and I'm wrong. It's just that there's always two sides to every story, and you have a certain set of skills that I may not possess. Because I've got to admit, you are good at what you do. You've obviously been to college and you know your stuff. I, on the other hand, was a streetwalker when I should have been a freshman in high school, and then became a meth addict for the next 16 years, which you're never gonna let me live down, even though that was 20 years ago. So, needless to say, no college for me. I've only had an interest in politics for like the last 4 years. Plus, I'm not mean. You probably think that you're not mean, that you're just right, and therefore you can and will treat any inferior person however you like. And that's your right, I guess. But you are mean. You dedicated much of your life to owning and destroying the people you don't agree with. You have no tolerance for dissent, and I'm just not like that. I'm not trying to rid the world of leftists. I only want to speak my own mind and allow others to speak theirs. So instead of making this video about defending myself, I've decided to make it about why I don't like socialism. And you're gonna pick it apart and do everything in your power to make me look like an idiot. But guess what? At the end of the day, I still won't like socialism, and neither will millions and millions of other Americans. And you know what else? Don't bother talking directly to me in any more of your videos, because I'm not going to be there. You won't be getting any more free rent in my head. I refuse to let any more of my shows revolve around your opinion of me and my reaction to it. I got my own shit I want to do. And hey, Jake's audience. Sometimes he just opposes my political views, and that's fine. But what drives me the craziest is that he often chops up what I'm saying, misinterprets it, and then interjects his own dialogue into it in such a way that he makes it look like my thoughts are all disjointed and nonsensical. His goal is obviously to put me down as much as possible for laughs and ratings at my expense. So, if you ever want to know what I was really saying and what I actually meant, please watch my shows for yourself. And I know I've only got 638 subs and most of my videos have less than 1,000 views, but I know my people are out there and one day they're gonna find me. So peace out, Jake. I'm done with you. And I've put a link in the description below that I believe we can all benefit from. Sorry about that, Milo. That's the last time you're ever gonna hear me talk about Jake, I promise. It's cool. I like what you said. I'm no fan of Jake either. So, what's this video gonna be about? Socialism? Yeah. How about we start off by watching a video that Kamala Harris put out a couple of days before the election, and you can tell me your thoughts and I'll tell you mine. Okay, sounds good.
So there's a big difference between equality and equity. Equality suggests, oh, everyone should get the same amount. The problem with that, not everybody's starting out from the same place. So if we're all getting the same amount, but you started out back there and I started out over here, we can get the same amount, but you're still gonna be that far back behind me. It's about giving people the resources and the support they need so that everyone can be on equal footing and then compete on equal footing. Equitable treatment means we all end up at the same place.
So what did you think about that? Okay, well, I don't claim to be a socialist. When I see that video, it sounds right to me. I mean, how could you not want equality for all? If someone starts off poor and someone else starts off rich, how will the poor person ever be able to catch up to the rich person when he has that big of a head start? If we can give people a helping hand, why wouldn't we? I mean, what kind of jerk doesn't want people to be equal? Doesn't everyone deserve basic rights like healthcare, food, education, housing, and clothing? If the government makes sure everyone has these basic needs met, they'll all start off on the same level so they can grab that rope. You make a lot of sense. I don't like seeing people suffer and do without either. You're good at this. Keep going. Okay, well, capitalism gives too much power to too few people. The owner of a company makes 1,000 times more than a worker. That's not fair. Under capitalism, we have homeless people sleeping on the streets in front of empty apartments, and rich people have mansions and 15 cars while poor people are hungry. They're just sitting on piles of cash while others suffer around them. Why should I feel sorry for them if the government takes it away and helps people with it? Milo, you're a really nice guy and I can totally see your side. Hey, it's not my side. I don't know what my side is or even if I want a side. My mom is a conservative and she's a nice lady. She doesn't believe in socialism. So why don't you explain your side? Well, okay, honestly, I don't think that everything about capitalism is perfect, and it does foster increasingly larger class inequality, And I think there's real conversations that need to be had about that and what we can do. Some people suggest regulations, but I prefer the idea that we need less regulation and more competition. But the type of equality that Kamala's talking about in her little cartoon ain't it. She literally says that people should all start in the same place and end up in the same place. Right away, that sends up red flags for me. I mean, like red communist flags. The only kind of equality that the government should be concerning themselves with is equality under the law. This is one of our unalienable rights that the government definitely needs to protect. But it's not the government's job to make sure that we all start in the same place or get the same amount. The fact is that we're all equal under the law and in the eyes of God, but we're not all equal in the way that they're talking about. We're not all the same. Everyone is different. We are all individuals. We have different experiences. We come from different places. We make different choices. We have different levels of intelligence and ambition, and especially different priorities. Your top of the mountain is not my top of the mountain, and your path is not my path. Where is this starting point, ending point that we all need to be at? Who decides where this is? The government? Is Kamala going to be out there on the path, pulling some people up while kicking other people back down? And does she really want people to reach the top and be equal to her? Like in an equal position of power and authority? Hell no. She wants to build a tower on top of that mountain where the ruling elite reside, and they all look down and they orchestrate our lives with their system of pulleys and booby traps. Now we all know how this is going to end because it's been tried over and over again. The government can't force people to be successful. The only thing that they can do is the same thing that they always do. Squash ingenuity, ambition, creativity, and productivity. All the things that make us human. We can see the outcome of this everywhere it's been tried. Collapse, destruction, and death. Damn, Mimsy, that's dark. I'm just telling it like I see it. Well, I'm sure today's socialists aren't calling for the Venezuelan model. What about the Nordic model? This show's gonna run way too long if I go into all of this, but Denmark and Norway and them, they're not socialist economies. They're market economies with very high taxes and very large social safety nets. They're not the same as America. For one, there's not much diversity there. They're all very homogenous. They're a land of Svens, and they're 30 times smaller than the US. And the world needs the US. We're the leader in high-tech discoveries, innovation, and industry. Yeah, okay, I see your point too. Seems like there's just no easy answer. Well, I know someone else who has something to say about the subject. Oh, what? Is Pfeiffer back? Hey, I'm just gonna take off. No, it's not Piper. We have a special guest. Please welcome my lovely daughter as we take a trip down Paisley Lane.
Hello friends, it's me, Paisley Lane, and welcome to A Walk Down Paisley Lane. I have a personal philosophy that I would like to share with you here today. I believe the very reason we have been born into this world is to struggle and to strive for more, to build, to innovate, and to overcome. It's in our human nature, built into our DNA. It is our destiny. If you take this away from us, you remove our reason for living. Socialists and communists believe they can create a utopia where everyone is equal and everyone has their wants and needs met regardless whether or not they work hard and make good choices. They believe that every choice is equal and should result in equal outcomes. I believe this would result in an epidemic of laziness, complacency, and lack of motivation in our population. I look at this upcoming generation, the future leaders of this country, and I'm alarmed at what I see. The kids reaching adulthood today were all brought up with this participation trophy mentality. They have never been taught that you must work hard in life to achieve success. They have been raised without discipline to expect life to hand them their trophies just for showing up. They have now experienced a rude awakening, and their spoiled entitlement has caused them to become angry. And now they're out on the streets screaming, threatening others to get what they feel they are owed, like babies throwing a temper tantrum. You see, people need something to struggle against, something to overcome. When life is made too easy, you will start to manage to find struggle, even if it's only perceived struggle. We as humans have never had it easier in our history than we do right here and right now. Very few Americans have to literally fight to survive like we did in the past. Even the poor in this country are usually well fed and have AC, TV, and amazing technology right at their fingertips. But people are angry and less grateful than ever before. Instead of taking advantage of the freedom and opportunity that is right in front of them, they see nothing but scarcity and oppression. We have done a great disservice to our young people, and yet we believe they will be appeased by giving them more free stuff, but this will only result in more anger, hatred, and sadness. Many will become depressed, even suicidal, and addicted to drugs and to rage. We are born to develop our character and to progress our souls through trial and error, good times and bad, love and pain. What character could be built by having all your wants and needs simply handed to you? Kids must be taught strength, respect, self-reliance, and self-esteem so they have the tools and the ambition they need to go out into the world and build the lives they were meant to live. Anyone can succeed and be self-reliant with the correct mindset. And the socialists and communists should be careful what they wish for, because once we achieve utopia, our job on earth is done. We won. Game over. Thank you for listening to my opinion. And if you'd like to contact me, send me a message in the email listed below. Until we meet again, Paisley signing off. Bye, friends.
Thank you, Paisley. So, Milo, what did you think about what Paisley said? Yeah, I see your point about my generation and being entitled and angry and all that, but that doesn't mean I'm sold on conservatism or anything. You know, I'm really not here to indoctrinate anyone, just to offer my point of view. Everyone has the right to make up their own minds and to take all the time that they need. So, would you like to join me on my adventure to Snorling's Hollow? Nah, bro, I ain't into all that wacky shit. I'm good. Okay, cool. But would you be willing to come back and help me with my show again in the future? Let me see if I like how this one turns out first, and then I'll let you know. Okay, sure. Well, I know I'm not going to need you next week because Paisley and I will be shooting my new rap video. Oh, geez, Minzy. Another rap video? You didn't learn your lesson from the last one? A 50-year-old white woman rapping is a total cringe fest. I mean, no offense. Okay. No offense taken, I guess, but if any of our friends are interested in being at the premiere of my new Cringe Fest, please be sure to hit notifications so you won't miss it when I announce the premiere. It's going to be like a watch party where we can all watch together and chat in real time. So I guess I'll see you later. And tell your mom that I'm going to send her a signed print from my show. Oh, and if any of our other friends would like a signed print or any of the other great prizes from the Snorling's Hollow Raffle Club, the chances to win are excellent. And there's a link down below. Okay, I'll let my mom know about the print. See you around, Mimsy. Okay, friends, before we move on to our adventure in Snorling's Hollow, it's time to announce this month's winners of the Snorling's Hollow Raffle Club. So, for the winner of Captain's Winkies, which is my first tier, we're going to pull a name out of the hat and announce it right here on the show. What? I'm not going to look. All right, here we go. Mix them up, mix them up, mix them up. Which is which? I don't know. And we're going to pull out. And the winner is Singing in the Fields. So, Singing in the Fields, you win this awesome print of me and Piper, and here's Luna and Georgie. This isn't actually a copy of some of my fan art. Actually, a family member drew this for me, but we're gonna be having some fan art contests in the future, and I just wanted you all to see this really awesome art. This was all hand drawn, and I just made this print of it. Pretty cool, right? All right, so now I'm going to introduce the winner of Piper's Pixies. That's the second tier. And we only have one Piper's Pixie so far, so Kelsey Dykstra, you are the winner of the second tier prize, and you have won this adorable Snortling sitting in a chair. Isn't he cute? So y'all be sure to sign up because the odds of winning are great. Oh, to the lamp. All right, well, seems kind of weird not having Piper here to give me some sort of a crazy nickname or something, but here it goes. Gaze into the magical lamp and allow your imagination to wander onto another dimension, a land of whimsical creatures, the enchanted township of Snortling's Hollow. Hey Luna, hey Georgie, hey Mimsy, so nice of you to materialize here today. Where's Piper? Just me today. Piper's at her Young Socialists of America meeting today. Oh, America. That's the name of your township, right? It's more like the name of our realm. Oh, okay. So, socialism, huh? Yeah, I'm familiar. We have something like that here. I understand that some beings just want to help other beings that are less fortunate, but I think it has a lot of unintended consequences that aren't good for our civilizations in the long run. I agree. So, where are we off to today? Sorry, Mimsy, but we don't actually have any plans today. But if you like, I can tell you a story about a couple of Snortlings that I met not too long ago that I think are a really good example of why I hold some of the opinions that I do about socialism. Well, sure. I'm down for a lazy day and listening to a good story. You got a couple of chairs we can pull up? Sure. Here you are. So, I was looking for a story for the paper, and I had the idea to go and interview some of the beings who received welfare to find out what effect it's had on their lives. Hey kids, can I speak to your mama and daddy, I said? None of us around here have daddies, but I'll take you to my mama. That would be great, I said. What can I do for you? Says a sheeling. Would you mind speaking to me about a story that I'm writing for the newspaper? It won't take long. I've got time. What do you want to know? She says. I've been told that many beings in this area receive charity every month to help them get by. Do you? I asked. Yeah, I do, she says. Okay, what's your name and how long have you been getting help? I asked. My name's Mona, and I've been on charity my whole life. When I was a youngling, my mama got help, and when I grew up, I got help from me and my kids. That's just how it's always been. I'm not sure I understand, I said. Where's your husband? What? I don't need a man, she said. If I got a husband, they would take away my doubloons. So I said, well, I could help you get a job. We could use a little help at the newspaper. And I think Otto is hiring at the general store. And they're always hiring at Snortberry Farms. I don't want a job, she said. Why would I work when I don't have to? I'm starting to feel like you're judging me. I'm sorry if you feel that way, I said. But did you ever think that you might feel better about yourself if you gave more instead of just taking? What do you have to say to the citizens who make good choices and work hard every day to give you doubloons so you don't have to work? Hey, it's not my fault I'm poor, she said. I'm a victim. Oh, I see. You're one of those poor haters. You want me and my younglings to die. Die, I said. I don't want anyone to die. I was just, what newspaper did you say you work for again? She asked. The Beaver Clan Gazette, I told her. It figures, she said. I've heard all about you people. I think we're done here. I can't believe I'm missing my TV show for this. Wait, you have a TV? I asked. I don't even have one of those. Good day, she exclaimed. Excuse me, says another being. I couldn't help but overhear your conversation. My name is Sadie. I read your stories in the Gazette every day, and I have a story that might interest you. Great, I said. I'm listening. Well, I know Mona, she said. She used to be my neighbor. In fact, I'm here today so I can pick up the last of my stuff. My husband and I just bought a house on the other side of town. Oh, congratulations, I said. Tell me more. Well, Mona isn't a bad being. In fact, I used to be a lot like her. When I was younger, I made some bad choices and I ended up having a baby with a healing that I really didn't know very long. And he ended up being very abusive. I left him, but I had no job and nowhere to go. I asked for help and we ended up on charity. We moved into an apartment in this neighborhood. And I was grateful for the help, but after some time I began to feel bad about myself and I was going nowhere in my life. I could see that the other Sheelings around me all seemed stuck in a life that they weren't truly happy with. Many of them yelled at their younglings and drank too much boozeberry juice. They were always blaming everyone else for not having what they wanted. They said it was the fault of the weeblings, and many never even tried to do anything to change their lives. It was all they knew. Well, I was not going to let that be my life. My parents didn't raise me to take from others and then complain that it's not enough. So I got a job and I worked hard until eventually they asked me to be a manager. I didn't need charity anymore and it felt really good. And then I met a good healing, and in time we got married, and together we saved enough to buy a nice house. It wasn't always easy, but we are truly happy now, and I volunteer my extra time in doubloons at the church, helping other people and telling them that if I can do it, so can they. Wow, I said, I am so inspired by your story, Sadie. I'm so glad I met you today. Sometimes I feel so discouraged when I see how things are in Snorlings Hollow these days, but you have given me new faith in Snorlings. Do you mind if I use your story in the newspaper? Sure, that would be cool. Bye, Luna, she said. And now it's time for Real Talk with Memsy and Captain Winky. Okay friends, I would like to take this opportunity to let you know about the new Captain Winky t-shirts for sale in the Snorlings Hollow merch shop. You asked for them and here they are. Link in the description below. Now, I've heard from people on the left that I don't give a well-rounded and accurate description of what they believe, and that Piper does not represent their point of view. I understand that, and I appreciate their frustration. I just want to be clear that my views are my own. I'm not here to give an accurate representation of what the left believes. I don't claim to be fair and balanced. I try to be tolerant, not to be a jerk to anybody. But if you want to know more about what the left's point of view is, then please watch other videos because you're really not going to get it here. My goal is to offer a more right-leaning point of view and hopefully bring some understanding to people on the left who think that we're their evil enemies. I don't expect to convert anyone. If someone on the left watches some of my videos and comes away thinking, well, I don't agree, but maybe I can see how they might believe that way, and maybe they're not that evil after all, then that's all I could really ask for. And I also hope that people with more right-leaning viewpoints enjoy my shows simply because it's nice to watch opinions that you agree with, especially if they're presented in a fun and interesting way. Okay, so that being said, in my opinion, it's not the government's job to make sure that everyone is dished out the same amount of everything. All right, you can go, Captain Winky. He's over it. So the more control you give to the government, the more they decide for you how you should live your life. The more you give up your liberty and your freedom, This is the principle that America was founded on. It's the reason we fought a war against England for our independence. Everyone should live under the same laws so we can each pursue our own version of happiness. In America, we're guaranteed equality, not equity. We want the freedom to live our own lives, not government control. People in general just want to be left alone to live their lives as they see fit. People are hungry for freedom. Why do you think that people from all over the world want to come here? People don't want to live in North Korea or Venezuela or Cuba. Wanting people to start out the same and end up the same is anti-American. Do you think that our best and brightest innovators, like people with great intelligence and ambition, those who create wonderful inventions that advance our societies and employ millions of people, should be in the same place as someone who does the bare minimum just to get by? If you can just be as lazy as you want to be and just make poor choices, and you and your kids can still get everything that you want and need, there's no motivation to succeed. Socialism and communism destroys innovation. Look around. I mean, every good thing we have in this country was created through hard work and creativity of individuals. I know socialists really hate hierarchies, but they're just a part of being human. It's not a class system where you're just born into it and there's nothing you can do. Here in America, you can, and most people do, move up and down the ladder. You get raised up by hard work and smart choices. If we just give everyone help up, they're not going to appreciate it. They're just going to take it for granted and blow the opportunities that they were handed. We'll just have to continue supporting them, and this is clear in the welfare system today. I mean, me moving to Texas and losing the support of the California welfare system that I'd taken advantage of for 15 years turned out to be one of the best things that could have ever happened to me, even though I didn't see it that way at the time. Look how far capitalism has gotten us since America was founded. And think about the billion people that capitalism has raised from poverty around the world. It's helped more people than any other system in human history. It's because free markets bring out human potential. When you leave people alone, they create things beyond imagination. Capitalism literally incentivizes our creativity. The reason that socialism and communism fails wherever it's tried is because it goes against our human nature. Individuality gets crushed in favor of the collective. The idea becomes more important than the person. When the government is given power over everything, the end result is always corruption. Look what happened in Korea and in Germany. They split themselves in two, and the people on the socialist side are always the ones trying to escape. Now we have this new group of young people with these utopian ideas who haven't learned the lessons of the past. And they think that we just need to keep trying socialism until we get it right. They think that capitalism is evil and based on greed, but on the contrary, capitalism encourages people to satisfy the needs of others. Because if you're not out there creating things that make people's lives better, you don't get paid. In fact, the lower the taxes and the less regulation and government intervention that you have, the less socialism that you need. Do you really want government elites to have all the power over what you should have and how much you should pay? Or would you rather have the decision made by millions of consumers voting with their wallets? Think of this. 250 years ago, people were truly living in poverty. They toiled in the fields just to feed their family. And it was common for their children to die of starvation and disease. You think you're stressed? We've never had it better than we do right here and right now, and you can thank capitalism for that. And you can thank the government for protecting our unalienable rights and then getting the hell out of our way. They protect our right to life and liberty and allow us to pursue our own happiness. At least that's the way it's supposed to work. So, these are the principles that I believe in. This is what rings true for me. I encourage everyone to decide what rings true for you. And if you're a socialist, I have no reason to believe that you don't have people's best interest at heart. Even if I don't personally agree with your methods, I don't see you as an enemy, and I hope you don't see me as yours. So, in the spirit of capitalism, I hope that I've created something here that you have found some value in. And perhaps you will reward my efforts by heading over to buy my terrific books from the Adventures in Snorling's Hollow series. Or perhaps by going over to the Snorling's Hollow merch shop and buying a Captain Winky t-shirt or one of my other great designs. You'll also see a link below for my Raffle Club where you'll be entered to win terrific prizes and even handmade doll houses. The odds of winning are great. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, just so you won't miss any of my episodes. And now it's time for the goodbye song. Goodbye, farewell to you, my friends, until which time we meet again. We've talked about a lot of stuff, like being fair and being tough. Be brave and see what you'll achieve when you stand by what you believe. Bye, friends.